Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugger and I am bringing you Jungle Twisted Fate. Yes, I decided the Jungle Twisted Fate. You ask, why did you decide the Jungle Twisted Fate? Well, I'm guilty of what a lot of people are guilty of. I like to watch St. Vicious from time to time, and St. Vicious was jungling Twisted Fate, and I decided, hey, that looks like fun, I want to try it. And here we are. This was just a blind pick game, as you can see, because there is a Rise on both teams. They will both be in the mid. We have Vladimir, who's a random at top, just a random pug, as I like to call him. My nephew, Kilii, will be in the mid as Rise. We have Gunda on Sona. We have Haiku Hellrunner, my friend Everett, on Ezreal as our ADC. And, of course, as I said, I am the jungle. Now, in all due honesty, Jungle Twisted Fate, not that bad. Especially when you consider that I'm doing it, and, well, it doesn't go horrible. Obviously it doesn't, or I wouldn't be bringing you this video, most likely. But, you know, I'm terrible at, like, picking the cards, you know. I can't like lock them down right away. Sometimes I have to wait and I have to let the pattern churn through before I'll lock down the card. And that's really bad for a Twisted Fate player. But for the most part it went okay. I am going AD Twisted Fate. I believe I have 2109 mastery, or 2190 masteries, I apologize. My runes I think are Attack Speed Red and Quince with Armor Yellows and Magic Resist Blues. I think I'm using my Kale page, but I'm not 100% sure. No, with a .7 attack speed, maybe. They could also just be my basic Armor Piercing Reds, Armor Yellows, Magic Resistant Blues, and Movement Speed Quince, or Armor Pen Quince. I'm honestly not sure. This game took place a while ago. This is version 226, as I like to call it. And right here, I'm making a classic mistake. I am against a jungle Shaco. And I have a rule of thumb when it comes to a jungle Shaco. No matter who I'm playing, no matter what champion I'm on, always start red. No matter what you do, always start red. So as you can see on the mini-map, Shaco is moving up to set a trap for me. Fortunately, I clear the blue fast enough that he's only going to get one box down instead of being able to put a nest. And I walk into it, I know I'm in trouble, so I flash right away. Unfortunately, Shaco goes the wrong way. But now I'm concerned about losing my red. So I'm trying to ping that Shaco's here and I want help to bring Rise in. Unfortunately, my nephew is a little slow in going. I'm going to trigger the box again. And stupidity at its finest right here as I actually tanked the box to very, very low damage, and then Shaco's still around. And I'm pretty sure at this point he's looking to get his Rise there. I have my gold card, but I know Shaco's setting a box up in there. And he jumps over, but he misses. Unfortunately, my gold card expires, and now following will be something very stupid by me. Trying to go for Shaco, and there's Rise there. Unfortunately, I don't have the health. And Shaco is going to go after Rise, and they're going to duke it out. Their Rise is going to turn around, full health, and yep, that's it, giving the kill up there. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell am I doing? And I really don't want to fight Rise, but I, for whatever reason, misclick, turn back. I die, Rise gets a double kill and a blue buff. Could I have just made my nephew's lane any more difficult? Probably not. So that did not work out well, obviously. But all is not lost. I have come from behind in jungles before, and I do believe in my nephew being a better player, despite being at a disadvantage, being able to make a comeback. So that's what I'm looking for right now. As my little chihuahua decides he's going to bark at nothing, because I guarantee that's what's out there. However, I do know that Shaco did not steal my red, so I will be able to pick that up. And to be honest, not a hell of a lot's going to happen to that point. So I don't like to go faster than ×2 because it's really easy to miss things. And I do get the red buff, and Vlad gets a kill up top. Vlad is just going to dominate Pantheon from this point on. And they're looking to gank my nephew in the mid, who's actually doing a good job keeping the other Ryze in the mid lane. And then Shaco goes for the kill, and I don't need to turn and come in, but I want to try and catch Shaco. And I get the gold card. I do stun him, but he's going to deceive. Not too far, but enough to get away. And back to jungling. Now truck's passing by, and it's deciding that my big dog is just wants to bark at that too. The joys of being a pet owner. Now, yes, Pantheon does get a kill there, and I know I said that Vlad will go on to dominate him from this point on. Just getting a kill on him is not enough. I believe that Vlad went too far, tower dove a little too hard, and that turned back home. However, Pantheon cannot out-farm a Vlad. Just can't, and he can't out-sustain a Vlad. And Vlad already proved that with the early kill. So I think if Vlad didn't get greedy and go for the other kill, then fine. Now, I know Shaco's set up here. I can see him. And he's trying to get cutesy. And he's going to come in and use his smite. And he thinks, haha, I'm going to get away. No, this time my bot lane comes to help. And he has no way out. Unfortunately, our support gets the kill. I would have much rather that me, or even more preferably our ADC, Everett there, had gotten the kill. And, well, that's just not what happened. But still, assists are better than nothing. I see that bot lane is pushing, and that bot lane is going back. So I'm going to just head down there and clear out the lane. Now, I did decide to go with the claws here, what do they call now? Mandred's Razors. Because I almost never build them anymore. I did decide to go with the Mandred's Razors to get the quick hits on the jungle creeps to make it a little faster, rather than go with any one of the Spirit Stone items. And my nephew getting the shutdown in the mid, which will pretty close to even things up there, so that's not terrible. That's right. I need the panel to control the speed because I don't know how to do it with the keyboard. So just a little more jungling. I am at level 5. I am closing in at level 6. So that's when Twisted Fate can be... I mean, he's dangerous to gank with anyways, but because of the fact that I was behind due to dying, I didn't really try to gank that much. I really just decided to try and farm up, get to 6 where I can make more effective ganks. And I'm actually looking, here we go. I'm looking mid right now. You saw how long it took me to get the cards, and I pop mid, get the stun, and despite being low health, we have a combined amount of damage enough to get the kill on the enemy Ryze before he can get the kill on my nephew, so that really did help. It was a close fight, but my nephew managed to outdamage him pretty much the most, and you know, I just added in just enough to tip the balance of the scale into my nephew's favor. Now I am leveling up here, stack deck first, so I get the extra attack speed and can get the extra passive hit. You know, every 4 attacks I deal extra damage. So that's what I'm looking for as the AD Twisted Fate. And mutual kill in the top lane at this point. I know what you're thinking. You're going, hey, you know, you said he dominated, he's still not. Well, yeah, to me he is. 79 CS to 21 CS. Even though they're 2 and 2 each, the CS makes the difference. You know, it's like I said, a Pantheon cannot out-farm a Vlad, will not out-farm a Vlad. And I just help clear away bot lane again while Ezreal goes back to heal. Something Twisted Fate, whether he be AD or AP, he's a little more efficient at it as an AP, but as an AD, he's still very good at clearing waves. And Vayne decides to go on me, and then there's Ezreal. Unfortunately, I pulled a blue card, which is not going to help matters at all. So, like I said, I'm not good at pulling the cards. What can I say? Still, all things considered, I've made a bit of a comeback. I'm a little bit more on par now. Despite the early mess-up, my nephew has managed to pull the mid lane into his favor. If not into his favor, at the very least even. And back to jungling. And there we go. On a killing spree now is my nephew. So the lane is definitely in his favor. And this is what I really liked about jungling Twisted Fate. Oh, if you have wards, well, I don't think that matters every time my ulti's up. As the enemy team dives in, I just pop my ulti, and I'm just going to pop right in next to Vayne and snag her. She's going to get ignited, and I'm going to get the kill on her. Again, it would have been better off had it been Ezreal, but it wasn't. And Shaco, as you can see, is back in my jungle. I don't know what he's looking for. I think he's looking to sneak in on the blue. I don't know if he actually starts to go for it. I do see it there, and he's playing around, but I know enough to check for him. And I flash away at this point, and again I turn back into him, and gold card. It is onto the proper Shaco, but it won't be enough. And, you know, Shaco gets cutesy, and, oh, man, that really sucks. And then Ryze comes in, and Nidalee comes in. Now, my blue is up. They have us outnumbered. You know, they have the mana, they have the damage, as you can see. But they didn't go for the blue, and Ryze actually ends up blowing his flash going over the wall as my nephew comes in, and he's just that much stronger. And, you know, Shaco wants to play games. And, yeah, well, there's your games. And, yeah, Vayne is in trouble at this point. Even though Nidalee's behind, Nidalee really doesn't have mana. Vayne has very little health, so she's just going to be forced out. And then here comes Pantheon going for a Skyfall, which is just totally going to miss pretty much everything. But that doesn't mean he won't get the kill. Unfortunately, he left Vlad alone up top, which Vlad is going to steal the blue. And Vlad has also taken this tower, giving my team a very strong advantage as we go up 1 tower to none, 11 kills to 8 kills. So quite strong in the early game right now, and they are trying to go on the tower, so I do want to try and hold it as I throw out the red card, trying to deal as much damage as possible. And I don't want to let the tower fall, so I stun Vayne and put quite a bit of damage out on her. Unfortunately, yeah, see, the tower goes down. She tries to condemn me, but it's not enough. I do get the gold card on her, and I do stun her out, and then I turn on Nidalee, and, you know, you can see here she's in trouble. Unfortunately, I drew a blue card, and I thought Nidalee went back, but the blue card will be just enough damage along with the minions, and that will be just enough to take her out. Now, I'm going to jump back just a little bit here. Now, what was the big mistake I see that Vayne made? Well, it's all right here. This little sea of purple. Despite there being 2 of them, first off, Nidalee doesn't have mana. Now, Nidalee could transform into her cougar mode, but for whatever reason, she doesn't. And that really hurts Vayne. Vayne already at half health, going up against a full health TF. I do have armor right now, right here, and Wriggle's Lantern. Plus I have extra attack damage and lifesteal, plus attack speed, plus another attack speed boost from my stacked deck. Where Vayne has just a little bit of lifesteal and a little bit of extra attack damage. You know, she's at 547 health to my 1200 health. So I have every advantage right now on her. If Nidalee had helped right away, maybe I would have gone down. But then again, all of these minions are going to turn and start attacking Nidalee and Vayne. And that's going to be enough. And again, the same thing with Nidalee. The minions do a considerable amount of damage. Now, we're outside the range, but I've got enough damage, lifesteal, and armor to survive Nidalee coming at me. So I end up picking up a double kill on the two of them just for those mistakes. Nidalee couldn't get in fast enough. Vayne didn't have enough health. I had armor, attack speed, lifesteal, and extra damage to Vayne's slight lifesteal and extra damage. I had more than double, or about double Vayne's health. And, you know, just kind of everything led to them making that mistake. So I do have my ulti up again. Do I use it anytime soon? Maybe. But as you can see, we take out the bot turret now. So we have two turrets, and we're trying to get the mid turret, but unfortunately my nephew falls to Vayne in the mid with Shaco's help. So the tower does not fall, but I've moved into the mid lane to try and push the tower now. And, you know, I see Nidalee them, and then Nidalee comes in, I gold card her. She's hurt, and yeah, the Sona ult comes out and takes the kill. Oh well, at least she's dead. That's all I gotta say about it. And again, I pull a blue card, but it's alright, I'm just doing race. I have a fair amount of attack speed already at 1.4 with the Zeal and the boots, plus my passive bonus. And I see Shaco and them down here, and I come in. Again, I'm looking for the gold card. Unfortunately, I don't get it, but I do get the red card. And you have double red buff going on right now. So Vayne taking a ton of damage. And Ezreal's going to flash. And there we go. The Mystic Shot and the regular attack will put Vayne down as well. And I'm actually surprised at this point that despite dying early, I'm actually 3, 2, and 5. And I've actually got 77, 78 and climbing CS. Of course, none of us on either team are close to the stratosphere CS that Vlad has. But still, in terms of jungling TF, which I've never done before, I'm actually kind of happy about it. And I want to get the turret, but can't. I'm also getting sick of Nidalee Spears. And sure enough, here comes the Pantheon Skyfall. And so now, you know, my guys are in trouble. Ezreal's in trouble. And I immediately snap off Pantheon, and then, you know, I see Shaco coming. Shaco, for whatever reason, does not follow Pantheon. But I do lead Pantheon into Rise. And he's going to put quite a bit of damage on me, but not enough. And then Vayne's going to come in, and she almost has me, but finally she does get me. But I managed to snap her with a gold card before I go down, which allows for my nephew to get the kill. Unfortunately, he will also die, and Shaco almost died. And if you've noticed, this Shaco's only level 10. He was level 9 just a little while ago, and I was actually level 11. So despite the bad start, I've actually pulled ahead of Shaco by a fair margin. Also, by Pantheon leaving his lane and the sheer farm and damage that Vladimir has, he's already taken the tier 2 tower, and he's taken the tier 3 tower to less than half health. So this Vladimir is a huge asset to our team right now, as he's just dominated the top lane quite handily. And even right now, he's got like the entire enemy team chasing him. It wouldn't surprise me if he could just turn around and beat all of them by himself. You know, if you take their top CS, you have, we'll call this 90, and then you take 60. Yeah, so that's about 150. He's still got more than their top 2 CSs combined, and they're still chasing, which means they're going to run into an entire host of enemies, and that's going to be enough. I get Pantheon, my nephew gets Nidalee, and they're still going. I actually fall back. I didn't realize that this was still going on, and Vayne falls, and Shaco's trying to be cute again, you know, because he's Shaco. And the reality is that does catch up to you. You've seen that happen. You know, again, look at Shaco's level. He's only level 10. I'm level 12. You know, now he had to burn his ulti to be able to escape. So he's suffering it right now, and Vlad actually just going too deep does get killed. But still, the Vlad, you know, just his CS is unbelievable. and they're forced to fall back, which means they're going to lose this mid tower. Meanwhile, I'm pushing bottom lane, and I get enough attack speed and attack damage to do some considerable damage. And Vayne wants to come in, and I just smack her with a gold card and a few extra hits and chunk her half health at least. And I don't know why she continues to stay, considering I can just beat her pretty bad. Another gold card, another few extra hits, and I almost kill her. She almost tumbles into another card. And then she goes, still clear on the tower. She knows I want to go for her. I don't have the gold card. And kind of a mistake there, but I still managed to pull it off as I like to call it sidestep. Now this is the biggest boneheaded maneuver I pull all game. I actually end up running past the tower thinking that the minions were already tanking it, and they weren't, and it ends up attacking me. Fortunately, I only got executed. But yeah, that was a pretty boneheaded maneuver right there, because I could have easily taken that tower had I not died. So yeah, it is what it is. Shaco's going to try for top, but you know, our big old Vladimir's coming in, and that's just not going to happen. As you see, he just easily clears the minion wave. All kinds of stuff hanging out in this bush. 2 wards, Shaco box. You know, this tower is just about dead. It's got 128 on it. That may be 1 or 2 hits depending on who hits it. Maybe 2 from Ryze, who just tanks a couple shots to put it down. And again, I'm headed down into the bot lane. As you can see, the enemy team starting to coalesce in here, looking like a 4v4. Shaco is still trying to hold off Vlad and just can't, despite all his goofing off. He's being bullied by Vlad. And the mid lane already, Vayne going down in the 4v4. Pantheon's already badly hurt. Nidalee trying to make an escape here and gets a good spear on Ezreal, who really doesn't want to move in by himself, and that's a smart move. Plus, there's a Ryze on Ryze battle going on over here, and just missing the Mystic Shot and taking another spear to the face. But still, it's just too much. Oh yeah, Shaco appears. I was like, where'd that static come from? And then Shaco appears, and there you go. Shaco just goes down. He just gets annihilated. I'm going to continue to pound away on this bottom turret here, and it will fall while my team continues by themselves to, as you can see, Vlad taking this turret up here, despite Vayne coming in and trying to do something, and Vlad's just going to chunk her out. And Nidalee falls. Pantheon gets a double kill, but I'm going to follow in, and Pantheon will fall to Sona again, and I'm just going to plunk out Ryze. And within a few seconds, yes, I'm actually on the killing spree. There we go. There's the ace on the enemy team. We're up 31-19. We have a huge gold lead, 7 towers to 1. The enemy team realizes they cannot win at this point, and they actually end up surrendering. So a quick breakdown of the game. Shaco spent a little too much time goofing off and became very ineffective. Most Shacos fall off mid to late game as it is. I have seen a few effective Shacos late game, but they worked very hard to get there. This Shaco did not. This Shaco tried to be a little too cutesy. He tried to be a little too funny, and he played around too much. He ended up falling behind in levels. As you can see, he's only level 12, and I'm level 14. Actually, that's scary considering I'm ahead of our ADC and our support, but it is what it is. So they didn't have effective jungle pressure because Shaco really didn't gank all that much. He didn't try to gank top that much. He didn't gank bot that much. And I did turn around and gank a few times and help a lane. Our Ryze just managed to outmuscle their Ryze. And their Vayne wasn't all that great. And even though for a while, you know, they went tick for tack up top with Vlad and Pantheon, Vlad's farm is just astronomical. It's 189, and you see all the rest of our farm. Again, if you combine the 2 top farms on their side, 168, Vlad still has more farm than their 2 best farms combined. And actually, I didn't do too shabby at 107. So it wasn't the greatest game by far, but I still had fun jungling Twisted Fate. I like a change of pace when it comes to jungling. because I usually jungle the tanky bruisers or the full-on tanks or the assist jungles like Gnosis, Nautilus, Maokai, Volibear, things like that. And it's nice to get in there and use a different type of jungler just for fun. And it paid off. You know, it's something I could probably do from time to time. Something like a jungle Twitch once I work out the kinks in how things work now. But we shall see. And that's going to be it for this one, folks. Until next time, this is One Big Bugger signing out, and I will see you then.